What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Just Justin Collects. I'm Justin, and today I've got a review lined up for a brand new, well, to me anyway, Mafex T-800 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And Judgment Day was one of my favorite action movies growing up. Probably really just a top favorite movie all time. Peak Arnold Schwarzenegger for me. Absolutely love this movie. I don't think there's anyone you could ask that would say Terminator 2 isn't more nostalgic than the first one. Not that the first one's bad, but you think Terminator, you think T2. And just looking at the box, Mafex always does a great job on their packaging, all his accessories, everything. So I'm excited to get him out of the box, really take a look at him, and just see what we're working with. I had the NECA figure for a while, but the second that this version 2, went up for pre-order, I sold my NECA and got this guy locked in. So without further ado, let's break open the packaging and see what we're working with here. Alright guys, so we've got Arnie out of the packaging in all of his glory, all of his accessories right there on the table, and this guy just looks amazing. Fun fact before we get further into the review, Robert Patrick, the guy who played T-1000 in T2, I actually sold him TV, internet, and cell service at a former job. There's a fun fact for you. Really nice guy. Anyway, let's take a closer look at Arnold here, at just the detail of this figure. And just look at that face sculpt with the sunglasses. Oh, that head pops off very easy. And they just did a great job on that. You see the texture in the jacket. The undershirt right there. You see the bullet holes. Oh, so nice. The paint, the buckles, and the buttons, and the zippers. The shoe buckle, just everything. They did a great job on this guy. Looks awesome. The one from NECA was pretty good, but this Mafex one just murders it in a head-to-head. Just awesome. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into scale and articulation. So, the trusty tape measure here, we got him. Let's get him standing up about as straight as we can. There we go, get those legs together a little bit. And he comes in right at about 6.5 inches tall. So, good scale. We'll go with your Legends, all your other 1/12 scale figures. For size comparisons, we've got our Terminator next to a G.I. Joe classified Snake Eyes, a Marvel Legends MCU Iron Man, next we can put him with some bigger figures. Let's go with a Mezco Green Ranger. Get him to stand up right there. And McFarlane Nightfall Batman. See those guys, good bit bigger. Those are slightly bigger scales. Well, the McFarlane is anyway. The Mezco is 1/12, but they always scale a little bit bigger. Say with something a little bigger, let's go with a NECA movie Leonardo. Then a fellow recent Mafex pickup, Mafex Robert Pattinson, the Batman. These guys look really good together. That's awesome. And then we can have him next to our SH Figure Arts, Andrew Garfield, Amazing Spider-Man, and our SH Figure Arts movie Deadpool. You see he scales bigger than these guys right there, but honestly, he looks good with everything. Awesome figure. Alright, now let's get into articulation. So Arnold here is going to look up about that much. You got to watch that head. It pops off the peg really easy. So it's not going to look up too much. Looks down a little more, but as much as you need him to. That looks good. Side to side with the tilt. And like I said, that head pops off very easy. You see that ball peg there. And you get that motion out of that neck. So it pops on and off really easy, so just be careful. Don't lose your head. And going down to the arms, I will give a warning. My right arm on mine is extremely frozen. I'm gonna have to take a hair dryer or some hot water to that. It's extremely frozen at that joint right there. The elbow's really tight too, so I really need to loosen that one up. So let's take a look at the left arm. So you're only going to be able to get it up that much unless you drop that joint down a little bit, and then it'll go up. So that T-pose, that doesn't look very good, but go up, swivel all the way around. Again, it does have that drop down, and popped off at the torso there. The elbow is good right there. That's a really good angle actually with that jacket with limitation. So as you can see, that limitation right here with that drop down, it's this jacket and everything. So the sculpt is amazing, but it does hinder it, and it'll only go out that far too. So you have a lot of hindrance there. The torso that popped off, it's pretty tight. I was just putting a little too much force on it, and it popped right back on there. So has a waist swivel right there, and also this torso diaphragm cut, whatever you want to call it. So you can get them rotated all the way around. You can also get him leaning forward about that much, and the leaning back about that much. And the legs, you're gonna get about that much kick out, and going backwards about that much. This has the hindrance with the rear end right there. The knee, yeah, good motion, and it's a really good looking knee joint. There is no thigh swivel and no boot swivel, so big disappointment there, Mafex. Come on. But you do got to focus, get the toe hinge and the ankle rocker back and forth, and some down. Oh, get it to focus. Focus. Down and up. There we go. So overall, good articulation. There are some things that I wish were a little better, but pretty good. So going through that articulation, I mean, I have that really frozen, really tight right arm, but everything else moves really good. And as you can see, nothing's loose, but there's no like tightness where you're worried about breakage. The torso pops off easy, so when you're rotating, if you're really trying to get it to rotate a little extra, it might pop off, but it's not going to break. So to me, that's a good thing. The head is loose enough where you can easily pop it off for that extra head sculpt, so that's not a negative to me at all. But that right arm is a problem. So when you get yours in, if you get this guy, just double check all those joints real quick before you start to posing it around. Make sure nothing's frozen in place, nothing's too tight, and heat it up. Don't force anything because you don't want to break an expensive figure like this. So getting into accessories, you have the extra Arnie head sculpt without the sunglasses. That looks really nice. You have what's probably my favorite accessory, the box of flowers that the lever action shotgun was in, the scene at the mall when John Connor's running from him. That's a really cool accessory. I'm glad they included that. You have the lever action shotgun with the lever closed, and then you have one with it open, so you can have him posed with like he's cocking it. I don't know why they didn't just make one mold and give that a little hinge. I'm not sure why, but it works. It also has a very nicely painted pistol. That silver on there. It's really nice. Then there's a couple other guns right here. I believe this is their smoke grenade launcher, grenade launcher. And then you have I believe it's called a bandolier with the grenades in there, with the big shells. And then for closer to the end of the movie, big Gatling machine gun with the backpack and the strap. All your bullets right there. Along with all that, you also get just a lot of hands. So he comes with gloved hands and skin tone hands. He comes with the gloved fists on the figure out of the box. And right here, you get a total of 5 gloved hands. So these kind of open, grippy hands, relaxed hands, open hands, and trigger finger hands, along with the fists on them. And then as far as skin tone hands, you've got relaxed ones, a different kind of relaxed, more like cupping relaxed hands, like open palm hands, fists. This set that's for the for this version of the lever action shotgun, where he's cocking it. So one to hold it, and then one kind of falling everywhere. And then some different grippy hands / trigger hands. So something for everything, for every pose, every accessory you could want to pose them up with. So that's really awesome. So my final thoughts on this Terminator from Mafex. The figure has its problems, let's be honest. At least mine, out of the box, that right arm, it's really scary. So I don't know if that's a large issue or not. Just be careful. The articulation on the arms is very limited. There's no bicep swivel. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's no thigh swivel. There's no boot cut for boot swivel. So you are hindered, but the figure looks amazing. It captures that Arnie lightness perfectly. Comes with a load of accessories, the extra head, more hands than you'll know what to do with, and it just captures that look on your shelf. And the thing is, he's a Terminator. He's not going to be doing ninja poses or anything, so you can kind of forgive some of the lack of articulation. Just be careful with those joints. And honestly, I would recommend this guy if you're a T2 fan. If you're an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, this figure is great. In my opinion, I've handled the NECA figure, and this one is far superior to that one. I would highly recommend it. Go pick it up if it's in your wheelhouse. I think the positives far outweigh the negatives. So that's my review, guys. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for more content in 2024 and beyond. Thank you, guys.